Shalom, family, shalom. We're going to call this one, Where Would America Be Without So-Called Blacks? Or Where Would America Be Without the So-Called um, we're gonna go into the history of so-called blacks in America, and we're gonna go down the list on all of the greatness we did, all of the greatness they never told us in school, all of the greatness they never told us in, you know, in society. We finna go into it. Finna go into it, family. About that. Okay. To kick this off, family, I want everybody to know we the salt of the earth. In Matthew 5:11, it said that you are the salt of the earth, meaning we got all the flavor. We got everything the world missing. If the world was just a piece of meat or a piece of flesh or just a pot, we the flavor, we the seasoning that go in that pot. The food is nothing without seasoning, flavor, and life to it. That's what makes it soul food. Even though the soul food that they told us was soul food ain't actually soul food. I've been cooking up this video for a minute. I wanted to do it last month, but, I figure right now is the perfect time to do it. It's so-called Black History Month. Sad that we only get a month in history to reflect on everything we did for this country. I feel like it's disrespectful. Not that I want really anything to do with the history of this country, but when you look at it, our names and our imprint is forever on this country. This country and this world wouldn't be where it is without us. We're gonna go into the things black people did for this country. We're gonna go into it. I'm gonna flip my screen. Now, I want everybody to pull this website up, man. My father was telling me, I believe this was the poem he was telling me to read. It's a great poem. The brother name is Philip Amigawali. I believe he is of African descent. Might be an Israelite. I don't know. But the poem is called A World Without Black People. And this is what we're going to go into. But first we're going to go into this meaning of we are the salt of the earth. So, as you see, in Matthew 13:5 and 13, we're going to go to the King James Version. It says, ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have no savior, wherewith shall it be salted? It is henceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and trodden under foot of men. We're going to go to the next verse so we can get a full understanding on what he's saying. Okay. He says, if you are the light of the world, a city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden or could not be hid. So, with that being said, the scriptures is telling us we the salt of the earth, we the flavor of the earth, and we can't be. We are also the light of the world, just like Yeshua is the light of the world. Us being descendants of him, that we can't be hid, and that's what the history of this country and the world has tried to do to our great works. They have tried to hide them in the back, somewhere in the room, somewhere like a stepchild, while they try to take credit for all of our creations, all of our good works we done did for this country. And it's part of the curses, because with all of the good work we did for this country, we get no credit. And that's why I'm doing this video. With all the things that so-called black people did for this country, it's a shame how they promote us on the media, how they promote us on TV, and how we are looked at by the rest of the world. But it's time for us to get out the way of the real murderers and killers and people who commit crime on this earth. When we get out their way and we stop committing foolishness, the rest of the world will be able to see who the real criminals of this world is. But long as we stand in their way, they can forever blame us for issues that go on in the world. And they can, because we're the gods of the earth. And we lead by example. Whatever we do, so-called black people, everybody follows suit. Whether you a Chinese man, a Japanese man, we doing a dance over here, they doing it overseas. They doing it around the world. We create the trend, we create the mode for the world. And it's time to stop the foolishness, and it's time to start raising our communities like we supposed to, raising these kids like we supposed to, and having sense like God gave us, and start really representing the Most High instead of representing a nation of fools and a rebellious nation that'll never see its own faults. We gonna kick this off. We already know Joseph did many things for Egypt, created many different things for Egypt. We already know that anywhere we go, we gonna bless the earth. Anywhere we go, we gonna transcend whatever's going on in the world. He said, funny, I was telling some of my sister. Yeah, man, tell your brothers and sisters, man, tell all your people, man, our history is deep and our history is great. Because when you go into school, and if you go off of the information they gave us in school and society, you ain't gonna think much of your people. They don't tell us much about ourselves. They don't tell us much about our history. Our history always start in America with them. But we all know that our history goes far away from America. It's way beyond America, way beyond the slave ships, even way beyond Egypt. But today we gonna stay in America because since they wanna always try to keep our history in America, we gonna kill them with their own devices. Since you wanna keep our history in America, we gonna show just how much we did for America, how much we just did for society. And we gonna find out if they the real inventors, if they're the real finders or whatever, of all these things they say they discovered. Did they really discover America, or was it people already here? Did they really discover the light bulb, or did a slave of Thomas Edison discover the light bulb? Did Ford create the car, or did they create mass production? They never created the blueprints of a car. They just took the blueprints of a car and learned how to make it faster and quicker than any other person and took over the market. We finna go into these things. We're gonna flip the screen around. Okay, I just went to another scene. I'm gonna go back to that, matter of fact, we're gonna go to it. A World Without Black People. The story is talking about a little boy named Theo. He asked his mother, what would the world be without black people? So she basically gave him an introduction, starting off with how he wakes up in the morning on what would be missing if black people wasn't here. So he goes to get his clothes, and they're wrinkled. He said, I must iron them. He said, however he reached for the iron board, it was no longer there. It says Sarah Bone, a black woman, invented the ironing board. Let's jump down. He went to comb his hair. He says, Walter Sammons, a black man, invented the comb. Theo decided to brush his hair, and the brush was gone. See, his mother's taking all of these, and there's some videos on YouTube that goes through this thing where it starts off the day, and people basically try to live life without the inventions of black people. I could tell you one thing: this world wouldn't be a suitable place if it weren't for us, because we were doing all the work, and we made all these inventions to make work easy, because they was never doing work. It's easy to whip somebody and enslave somebody and mentally mislead somebody to get them to do work and make them feel like they're supposed to do work. It says a brush was created by Lydia O. Newman, a black female. He said, no signs of shoes, wrinkled clothes, even mom's hair without hair care inventions of Madam C.J. Walker. Well, you get the picture. He said he went to go sweep. He said a black man created the dustpan. His name is Lloyd P. Ray. He said he went to go use the mop, and a man named Thomas W. Stewart, a black man, invented the mop. It seemed like every household chore was used. We create every little thing that make household chores easy for the world. It seemed like we created, from the mop to the dustpan to the combing your hair in the morning. Now, how is these people, all of these philosophers and these great people and these inventors, if they can't even think about something simple as combing your hair and something simple as sweeping? Like, this is common sense stuff that we getting praise for. This should let you know the people who had us in captivity wasn't that smart. They wasn't. As the scriptures say, they the most basic people on the earth, and got captivity of the most complex people on the earth, which is us. This is why these things might seem complex to a regular person to make, but to our people, we like, man, that's simple. I could have thought of that because it's in the blood. The spirit just keep going on and on. The spirit just transfer over to different vessels. The spirit of the Most High is forever. And it dwells in whoever opens itself up for it. And the devil will dwell in whoever opens itself up for him. Since he's an imitator of his father. Okay. It says something. Let's go into it. It says something about the dryer. It says he went to wash his clothes. The dryer was even made by a man named George T. Salmon. It says mom asked for a pencil. A black man created a pencil sharpener. His name was John Love. Even a black man created the pen. His name was William Purvis. Now we ain't even getting it. Now this is just starting off the day. It says a black man created the lawnmower. His name was John Burr. The automatic shift gear in the car was created by a black man, a so-called black man. I mean, the only thing, I don't know what they created. They said they created things. We're going to go into this list, family. And I hope everybody, getting the message I'm trying to put out. Benjamin Banneker created the almanac. Patricia Bath created laser surgical devices. You wouldn't even be able to do laser eye surgery and a lot of other laser surgeries like removing tattoos and several other things you use the laser for in science. You wouldn't even be able to use this without a strong black woman named Patricia Bath. You wouldn't even have an almanac, American almanac, without Benjamin Banneker. Let's go into it. See, they ain't create nothing, man. How can they, and this is what makes me mad, how could you give us a month and we created everything for this country? How could you give us a month? But I guess all of the 11 months of the year is for y'all and y'all history and y'all praise. Y'all give black people 1 month of the year. We don't want nothing from y'all, but don't disrespect us and try to give us a year. And we was here when this country started. Don't do us like that. Really, don't try to give us the same rebuttal to vendors every year in school so we never know that our people created more than what you say we created. Tell us the real truth about what our people created. Tell us the real truth about all of the greatness we done for this country, because you don't want to tell our people the greatness they did because therefore they will strive for greatness. When you show them nothing, they have nothing to strive for. But when you show them greatness, they see the bar has been set high. Let's go into it. Charles Drew created the blood bank. The modern toilet. Yes, the modern toilet was created by Thomas Elkins. The brother poem we was just reading, he created the fastest computer. His name is Philip Amawale. And he created this poem. Let's go back up. Philip Amawale. He is the one who created the fastest computer. Even a black man created the touch cell phone. I believe a black man was the first owners of the first street patents of the IMB so-called computer. See, this is amazing information that most black people ain't gonna run across. This is amazing information. Let's go into it. Nobody never knew this. A lot of stuff I never knew. And I love my people. Frederick Jones created the refrigerator. The refrigerator. Lewis Latimer created the light bulb. He drew the blueprints for the light bulb. He created the filament inside and everything. Thomas Edison is a liar. He had schools created after him and made for him. See, they gonna honor they don't want to have no school called Lewis Latimer Elementary, but they will have a Thomas Edison Elementary. Even though Thomas Edison ain't do nothing but steal the creations of his slaves. You see how they block our heroes out and replace them with their heroes? Sad. It seems like they ain't gonna never give us the credit. We gonna have to take it. The improved elevator. Elevator wouldn't even be the same without Alexander Miles. Let's go into it. The traffic light and the gas mask was created by a black man named Garrett Morgan. That's major. We gonna go. Let's think about that. The traffic lights was created by a black man. So, and you telling me the gas mask was created by a black man? So this gas mask y'all send people to war with, the fight y'all. So it seems to me y'all just using God's people to get rich. It seems like to me y'all using the Most High's people, these intelligent, genius people who create these inventions that no Gentile or no, you know what I'm saying, nobody on earth, no African really can come up with. Only the chosen people of the Most High, the salt of the earth, the flavor of the earth. And y'all try to claim y'all want to live in the world without this flavor. The poem is called what would the world be without black people? Hey, at the end of the poem, it said the world would be pretty black without black people. It would be pretty dark and dull and stale without us. So as much as people act like they hate us in this world will be nothing without us. This world will be nothing without our flavor. Let's go into it. We ain't done. Daniel Hale Williams, pioneer of open heart surgery. Open heart surgery. You know what I mean? People been saved by surgery. The Rothschilds and the Rockefellers wouldn't even be alive if it went for open heart surgery. They didn't have about 10 hearts anyways. They wouldn't even be alive without a black man. This is amazing. They wouldn't even be alive without us. But they conspire to kill us, you know what I'm saying, go against us as a nation instead of build us up. If we this great nation of inventors and creators, and we've been that since times of Egypt, why paint us in this image like we're animals? Why paint us in the image as if we're buffoons? If you know, in the past, we were the creators of everything almost in this country. Let's go through it. We're gonna go through the man who created the fastest working computer. We're gonna go through this list that this boy Tom Theo was trying to get through with his mother. His mother's trying to show him that your day won't even start properly without the inventions of black people. It won't. Let's go into it. It says also they noticed a few cars were moving and running into each other. See these, man, the powers that be can't even stop people, they can't even create a traffic light. They had people running all into each other in traffic. We know they couldn't take baths. We already know why the Black Plague happened. We know we taught them a lot of things through a lot of different nations and through a lot of different by names that we were called. We the salt of the earth. We the teachers of the earth. We the light of the earth. Just like Yeshua is the light of the earth, we the light to man. The Israelites are the light to man. The world is supposed to follow us in our ways. We have the most righteous ways. To tell you in what, Deuteronomy, is there any nation that's like this, carrying themselves with so much respect, so much honor? Is there any nation like this? That's what the laws were set up for us to be looked at by the other nations and say, man, is there any people on earth like this? So great, so respectful, so honorable, so smart. They ways is so perfect. Every situation in life, the way they deal with it is probably the way you should deal with it. If somebody takes something from them, they don't kill people in Israel. No, we make that brother get it back 3 times much. He got to pay that brother back. We don't kill people about street corners and you know, and property that ain't even ours. But this is what we do today. It says a man that hates his brother is a murderer. And that's all you see black people doing today is murdering each other. Why? Because we hate our own people. Anytime you start trying to talk to a black man or a black woman about raising up the black community, they closed ears. They closed eyes. They don't want to hear. They don't want to see. But you talking about doing something illegal, you talking about doing something that prospers nobody, that benefits nobody, then they down for it. You talking to your girlfriend, you tell her, look, babe, I think I want to go to college. I want to build myself up as a man, you know, get educated, give me some more money for our family. She not going to be with it. 9 out of 10 women in Babylon, Egypt was what I call it, they ain't going to be down for it. But you tell them, hey, babe, I'm finna get these bricks. I'm finna get these keys, you know, I'm finna get these pounds. I'm finna try to put it down. Shorty going to be a rider. She going to be riding for you. Why? Because, you know what I'm saying, misery loves company. When you got a righteous woman, she gonna tell you, nah, baby, I don't think you need to do that. You'll just fall into the statistics of every other black man in America. They set this system up for us to fail because if they let us roam, we change the world. If they let us roam in this country and do as we please, you already see what goes on. We the lost tribes. You right, brother. You already know what goes on. Black Wall Street goes on. These inventions go on when you let us thrive. Central Park was all black at first. Them type of things happen. And there's many other videos on the subject I'm doing. I'm not the first one to come up with this and do a video of it. It's really it's just extra on top of what already been said. If nobody never seen or heard this, I'm putting it out there again. And it's not because it's Black History Month. I wanted to do it last month, but I gotta catch my people, and they only probably open their eyes to Black history to look for Black history. You know, we Hebrews, we looking for we finding Black history every day about ourselves before they start recording them in they history books. Let's go into it. Let's go into it. Okay, it says the typewriter machine was made by Lee Burridge. See, they whole college systems and high school systems wouldn't even be the same without us. He said when Theo opened the doors, the grass was high and tall. And he said John Burroughs, black man, invented the lawnmower. Man, we so cold with it, man. Come on now. It says you see Richard Spike, a black man, also invented the automatic shift gear. These cars, man, this world wouldn't be the same without us, man. That's all I'm doing in this video, folks, to show our brothers and sisters that this world would not be the same without us. This world cannot thrive, it cannot coexist without us. I love it. We the villains, but at the end of the day, we save the world. See, they want to paint us as the villains, but really we the superheroes. We the ones with the power. That's why they try to deem us powerless in the hood. That's why they try to deem us powerless on TVs and everywhere else. Let's go into it. He says he usually take the elevator. We already went over that. Alexander Miles created the elevator. Okay. But did you know, he said it was getting mighty cold and mom went up to turn up the heat. He said Alice Parker, a black female, created the heating furnace. Even in the summertime, they would have been out of luck because Frederick Jones, a black man, invented the air conditioner. Are you serious? Are you serious? All of these things that we use on a daily basis, toilets, stoves, air conditioners, they was created by us. Everything we touch on a lot of things we touch on a daily basis was created through the blood of our own people. And we don't even realize this. Because we too caught up on all of these Aristocrates and all these Grecian, creators and philosophers, which they ain't do nothing but steal from African proverbs and Hebrew proverbs. They didn't create nothing. You should know they lying when they say they discovered America and it was people already over here. It's called his story. His story. It's his story, people. It's their story. Look at the movies, how they in Egypt. They everybody. These people don't truly have a history. These Romans and Grecians who has captivity and these fake Jews, these people don't really have history. If they did, they would go through their history. They won't keep trying to pump Alexander and all they great kings in your head. They would just go through their history. They wouldn't try to take Egyptian history. They wouldn't try to take Hebrew history. They wouldn't try to take Indian history. They wouldn't try to be everybody in every movie. If they had a history of their own, they wouldn't try to be the Chinese and the Japanese. They got to be everybody. It's sad. And the flip side of that, black people, we the kings of the earth, and we trying to be everybody. This is the reason why the Most High had to leave us, because we want to be with other nations. We want to serve other nations and do what they did instead of doing what we supposed to be doing, and that's leading by example. Let's get into it. We ain't done. It's just a poem. I could go on and on. I could do a part 2 to this about how many inventions the so-called black people created, and what would America be without it? America wouldn't be nothing without us. I hope we ain't got to be too far in the video for you to see, damn, America wouldn't be nothing without so-called black people. The audacity of them to even treat us this way. The audacity. So it says the black man created the air conditioner. It was almost time for Theo's father to arrive home. Usually takes the bus, but there was no bus because the precursor was an electric trolley invented by another black man named Albert R. Robertson. Usually he takes the elevator, but we already know Alexander Miles created the elevator. He was finna drop off office to mail to the mailbox, but there is no longer there because Philip Downing, a black man, invented the letter drop box, and William Berry invented the postmarking and canceling machine. Theo and his mother sat at the kitchen table, heads on their hands, and their father arrived and asked, "Why are you sitting in the dark?" Because Lewis Howard Latimer, a black man, invented the filament within the light bulb. Let's go into it. So so they're trying to live their life as if there was no black inventions. And it's not looking good. They sitting in the dark. They can't use nothing. There's no mail. There's no world without us. Basically what this poem is showing you. There's no world without us. There's no functionable world without us. Don't let these people come along and tell you they created everything, that there's this new technology. There's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. If they find a new technology tomorrow, it's been done already. They market everything as if they the first to do it. How y'all the first to do anything? Y'all can't even imitate the building of the pyramids. Y'all can't even imitate the building of these great monuments, but y'all know everything. Y'all haven't even searched the whole earth, but the scientists know everything. You know what science is? The definition of science is the study of. We all are scientists. I could go outside right now, pick up the snow, and start studying it, and I'm a snowologist. Like that. I studied it for a few days, and I got it down pat, put it on the microscope, and we got it down pat. We all are scientists. We all are scientists, people. Let's go into it. We already know the first black surgeon, first open heart surgeon was Daniel Hill. So it says, so if you ever wondered, like Theo, where would the world be without black people? Where it's pretty plain to see, we would still be in the dark. Hallelujah. We would still be in the dark dealing with these people. So, like the video was called, where would America be without so-called black people? Anybody want to say anything? Y'all go ahead and shoot y'all questions, man. Shoot y'all comments. We ain't done. We ain't done. We could go on and on. Let's go on Google. Everybody said don't use Google, but hey, it's lies buried in the libraries. They say you want to hide something, put it in the book, or put it anywhere you gotta read something. It says Henry Thomas Sampson Jr., born in Mississippi. It says inventor known for creating the gamma electric cell, a device with the main goal of generating power and shielding of nuclear reaction. The Congen. Everybody know the black man created the Congen. Eli Whitney. The thing is named after him. All of these people a lot of these people had slave masters. So, like you probably heard in previous videos, if black people own something or created something, they never get the credit for it because they were in slavery. They didn't own themselves. They were looked at as property. So whatever your property come up with, you own it. So Eli Whitney, he was a slave. You know what I'm saying? And his master took his idea to make work easy because, like they said, a lot of these creations is made to make work and life easier because we was the only ones doing work. We was the only ones doing hard servitude. So it's only right that we make things easier on ourselves. But this was the power of the Most High to show our greatness. We're going to go to something else. This was done by the Most High to show our greatness. We just dabbling on Google. We just dabbling on Google looking at a few things. These is world-known facts, though. This ain't no misprint. This ain't nothing that somebody put on the internet that ain't true. This is well-known. The sad part is we don't know nothing about these people. They don't tell us about these people in high school. I remember going through Black History a boatload of times, and we never went over a Lewis Latimer. We never went over a Daniel Hill. We never went over none of these great inventors. They put in front of us who they want us to see as our heroes. Because they told you a black man created the light bulb, you would look at Thomas Edison totally different. You would. They tell lies like that, like George Washington never told a lie. Man, that's a lie. Ain't no president in this country been president in this country and hadn't told a lie to stay president. You want me to believe somebody been president of this wicked country and he ain't never told a lie? And cherry trees and all this goofiness, stop it, man. You could tell that to a black American, somebody who believes that they're a part of this country, even though they hide the history that makes this country. I'm not gonna be a part of it. They not gonna give me my respect. I don't want it. We don't want no reparations or nothing. We don't want no reason for y'all saying y'all did something for us. So y'all, we good now, we straight. No, we not even none of that. We gonna let the Most High have his revenge though. Cause we ain't got no guns and no tanks to fight y'all. This fight gonna be spiritual. Y'all done pretty much bulked up when it comes to physical battle in the world. Y'all ready for the physical. So we ain't coming at y'all physical. We coming at y'all spiritual. We coming at the powers to be that spiritual. Yes, sir. We gonna go through it. Y'all bear with me. We gonna keep dropping fast. Computer giving me trouble. It's all good though. No, the devil had to intervene. This was getting too good, man. I'm dropping these Jews on you. We dropping Jews on you because we is the Jews. Okay, we knew that was gonna happen. People taking a minute to, you said, what are your thoughts on the so-called blacks today? My thoughts on the so-called blacks today is, man, we a rebellious nation. We're a rebellious nation, brother. And that's who we are today. We're a rebellious nation. We refuse to see our own ways, and we need to get it right because, man, we greater than that, man. We better than that. It's a sad thing to look at the black community because I see why people can hate black people because when you look at black people, you say, damn, this is us. You say, if this is all they want us to be, then a lot of people don't want to be that. A lot of people don't want to be ignorant and loud and obnoxious and all these things you see black people being. We stand for ignorance more than we stand for doing something righteous. Every now and then you can point out black successes and black people who doing something big in life. But overall, as a nation, as a people, we the only people that's behind. We the only people that can't have unity. All of these nations, Mexicans, Chinese, all these people got shops, but we the only people that can't have shops because we have no unity. The same reason why Africa is being taken down and colonized is the same reason we are being taken down and Americanized. It's because we have no unity. We choose to hate ourselves. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians. Too many kings, not enough warriors. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't be king. Everybody can't be the queen. There's too many issues in the black community. The main issue in the black community is we choose to live our life how these people who came over and stole from the Indians told us to live. We try to live our life as a Gentile, and it doesn't work. We try to base our marriage off of a Gentile marriage. We try to base our diet off of a Gentile diet and off of African diet. We're not them. We need to be ourselves. We base what we wear off of rap videos and off of R&B videos. We base our language based off of the net slang in the rap video, the net slang coming up. This is all BS. When you play righteous music, when you want to do something good, the black people act like it's somebody scratching a chalkboard to their ears. They can't stand it. But I bet you 90% of the black people in the hood, because I grew up in the hood, don't even know these facts I shared today about so-called black people. And even with these facts, they still gonna look to be the worker. They still not gonna look to cut the middleman out. They still gonna look to the Gentiles or those so-called white men to provide all of their information that they have in this world. They refuse to do their own research. If the scientists say it's outer space, then it's outer space. If the scientists say it's an alien, then it's an alien. Even though I never seen an alien, I've been living almost 50-some years. I never seen an alien. But I seen that one movie, and man, that made me feel like aliens was real. If the TVs in the movie say that white people was in Egypt and they was the Egyptians, hey, well, they must be the Egyptians. If they say we was always slaves, they ain't gonna tell us who we was, before the slave ships, then hey, we must have just always been in America. If the Africans ain't come to get us, hey, that should tell you something. Same thing that go on here is going on over there. We beat them in the market. They don't let us in the market. You don't feed the lions. You don't feed the animals. Cause we go get our food on our own. See, the difference between a zoo lion and a wild lion is in his element. He hasn't been taken out his element. A zoo lion has been taken out his element. He's been forced to live a life that ain't even in his blood. He's sitting in the cage. They throwing him a steak. He got one lioness, no kids. They done vasectomied him so they can't have kids. He's been took of his lionhood or his manhood. He's not a real lion no more. If he came amongst the lions in the wild, they would smell the institutionalized posture on him. They would smell it. They would know that he wasn't of the wild. They would know that they wasn't, you ain't of our kind. Yeah, you look like us, and that's how we got to start looking at these black Americans if they don't want to wake up to the fact that we are the kings and queens of this earth. If you want to be put in your place, you want to stay in your place, being nothing to this world, to stay in your place. But I'm a wild lion. I'm a real Israelite. I'm a real black man that care about his community. I'm not one of these zoo lions or these institutionalized Americans that only say things if it fits everybody's curriculum. If it offends somebody, then don't say it. But Psalms 82 says, rise up and judge the earth, for you are gods, and you shall inherit all nations. But people are so scared to cast judgment. The scriptures say, judge not that they be judged. That don't mean don't judge people. It means whenever you judge somebody, be willing to be judged on them same things you judging that person on. Meaning keep your stuff tight. Now we the kings and the queens of the earth. As you've seen today, I could go through way more inventions than what I showed you. But it don't even mean nothing at this point. What means something is, what are we gonna do? It's 2019. We done being in captivity. So now it's to the point now, if you're gonna be in captivity, you chose that. You chose that. We gotta step up, man. We can't keep letting these people make our cultures, it's time to change the system. It's time to change the wave. It's too many problems, too many reasons why we can't, it's too many reasons why we should stick together. There's not enough reasons why we not sticking together. We got way more reason to stick together as a people than we do to fight and bicker amongst each other. Our people before this, our people in the 60s and the 50s and the 30s and the 40s, they knew not to be fighting and bickering with each other. They had enough enemies on the other side. We didn't have time to be fighting with ourselves. And we already got another nation conspiring to make us look bad. That's foolery. They done got it set up now to the point where we embarrass ourselves and we fight ourselves. It's part of the Willie Lynch law. It's running, and we don't even know that they got this system running, and they ain't even put no energy into it no more. They got the light skin against the dark skin. They got the tall against the short, the fat against the skinny. And we all brothers and sisters. Hating on each other because she worked hard and he worked hard to get more. Or hating on her because she got a good husband and your husband ain't good. You hating on him because he got a good woman and you don't really got a good woman. Being covetous. There's all these different reasons why black people hate on people and hate on each other. It's a pissing contest. We family. Yeah, it's competition, but fam, I'm not going to trip you to win. I'm not going to kick your feet from under you to win the race. We all family. I'm cool with coming in second or third because I know my brother or my sister came in first. What I'm not cool with is tripping my brother so I can be in first. Tripping my sister so I can be in first. All to say I'm first. Did you really earn it properly? I'd rather my whole family, we coming through like the Jamaican team. First, second, and third, all for Israel. We ain't tripping. We winning in all categories. Let the other nations come in behind us. But we doing their job by fighting each other. We doing our job by picking up their philosophies and their theologies on life and not picking up our own people's philosophies and theologies on life. It's time to get back to the essence, people. This world is changing. And it ain't changing for the good. It ain't nothing. It's not really changing. It's all a rerun because ain't nothing new under the sun. It's just a rerun. gays getting married. It's just a rerun. Sodom and Gomorrah. Bestiality. But they still go against things like plural marriage. They go against the Bible. They still go against things like pork. We shouldn't have pork in almost all the ingredients. But when you read the Bible, then you look at the world, that's the first thing that snatched you as an Israelite. You said, damn, everything y'all said not to do, the world is doing. Y'all said don't eat shrimp. I turn on the TV, all you can eat shrimp fest. Damn, y'all said don't eat bacon, don't eat pork. You turn on TV, all you see is bacon being thrown on the hamburger and the potatoes everywhere. Damn, you know, y'all said don't sleep with another man's wife. You listen to a rap song, all you hear is, I hit his beat. I hit his girl. It's a cool thing now. Catfish. You turn on TV and see catfish, yeah. People can't even be themselves. You turn on TVs, it's cool with people not being themselves. Surgery is cool now. Catfishing is cool. You like, damn, why you couldn't tell me you wasn't you? Well, you know, I was scared to tell you I wasn't myself. People scared to be themselves these days. A lot of times people try to make people accept who they are. Who you are aren't who you are. That's who you became. You can't make me believe that's how you came out the womb. You came out the womb gay. You can't, that's, people saying people are born gay, that's a lie. Experiences make people that way. People don't come out the womb greedy. We come out the womb with purity from the Most High. It's this world in the ways of the man, and the ways of your mother, your father, your cousin, your sister, your uncle, and everybody else around you that turns you dark. It's a heartbreak that turns you dark. You don't come out the womb with a heartbreak. You don't come out the womb treating people bad, being rude, lying, conniving. These things are taught. This is learned behavior. So just like we learned to hate each other, we need to learn to love each other. Just how we learned about all this stuff in school, we need to learn to relearn. When I got out of high school, I had to re-educate myself. Society, high school don't set you up for society. It don't set you up to pay bills. It don't set you up to understand economics. It don't set you up to understand family. It puts you in a system, and if you can't make it in this system, you're a failure. But people don't know this system was never made for us. Don't forget, we come from Israel. So if you don't make it in these school systems, you don't make it in college, maybe it wasn't meant for you. If you don't understand it, maybe it wasn't meant for you. You out your element. If you ain't cool with sending your kids to school, maybe it's cool because you out your element. We ain't used to sending our kids with strangers for 8 hours out the day. If you don't want to, maybe you're not cool with certain diet plans and certain things in the marriage. That's cool. You don't have to accept the American way. You don't have to accept that your history started in America. We could go back. We could live in our past. We don't have to say, man, well, these times is different. No, ain't no times different. Ain't nothing new under the sun. If we did it in the times of Abraham, we could do it in the times of now. It's all about breaking them principalities and breaking all of these stereotypes and breaking all of these things that are in the way from us living our true life, and that's called society. That's called the opinion of the masses. The opinion of the masses is going to cause a lot of people to lose their soul. It's going to cause a lot of people to lose loved ones that they were supposed to be with. It's going to cause a lot of people to have their children resent them when their children should have loved them because they choose the world over what's right. And we can't continue to do that. If we're going to rise as a black community, we need to start having more farms. We need to start having our own businesses. We need to start having our own businesses for real. And we need to start having our own cash flow. Money don't do nothing but rotate. It need to be rotating in the hands of our own people. Jeremiah 6:16, seek ye the old path. Yes, sir. And that's what we doing. We seeking the old path. We seeking the old way. And the old way ain't new. It ain't nothing new about the old way. Just like it ain't nothing new about what Yeshua was doing. When Yeshua fought the devil, he went into the old way. He went into Deuteronomy. The devil said, hey, turn these, I know you're hungry. Go ahead and turn this stone into some bread and eat it. Because I know you're hungry. You've been fasting. But what Yeshua say? What Jesus say? He said, no. He went back to Deuteronomy. He said a man shouldn't live off bread alone, but a man should live off every word of the Most High. And that filled him up right then and there. He didn't need to turn those stones into bread. He ain't need to use his powers for the wrong. And that's what the devil tries to get us to do. He gets us to use our power, our greatness, and our history, and our salt, our flavor, and he gets us to season and use it for bad. Season spoiled rotten meat. Instead of seasoning some flesh, season some fresh vegetables, he get us to season our God-given flavor over spoiled fruits and over spoiled stuff that's going to be cast into the fire, worthless things. He said every word of the Most High. Man, look, we the salt of the earth. It don't get no better than that. We the creators of the earth. Joseph went into Egypt and he redesigned Egypt. They was calling him Imhotep. Redesigned Egypt. Saved them for 7 years of bad. Everywhere we go, we reinvent the place. When we was in Babylon, we reinvented Babylon with Daniel. When we was in Egypt, we reinvented Egypt with Joseph. We in America now, and I'm showing you how our people have reinvented America. Just like we left Egypt, we leaving this Egypt. Because in Deuteronomy 28 and 68, he said, I should bring you into Egypt again on ships. And this place, my people, is Egypt. All you got to do is go to Memphis and see the pyramids. Oh, yeah, the word Memphis is an Egyptian word anyway, an ancient Egyptian word. So all you got to do is search the culture. And you will see, damn, this is Egypt. We in Egypt all over again. Except we didn't walk here with our brethren. We came here against our will this time. Same cultures, same belief system. Different race and nation of people, but same curriculum. Take the black people, they created everything else in the world, take them and create this great nation, and then turn on them. Use them, make them the scapegoat of all your evil deeds you did in this country. Ignore the fact we killed all the Indians. Ignore the fact that white kids have been shooting up schools all year. Focus on this black man who shot this other black man in the hood. This is what they do. They try to trade what they did for what we did. When their atrocities is way worse than what we did. The only thing, but really it's not though, because they did it to other people and we did it to ourselves. Ain't no worse than shooting yourself. Ain't no worse. It's one thing to shoot a stranger. It's another thing to shoot your own family member though. And then that stranger do that same thing your family member did and you let them off the hook. That's what we do. It's time to rise, people. It's time to climb, people. It's time to rise. I need my people help. I asked my homeboy the other day, I said, man, I need your help to help build the black community. That's why I'm over your house talking to you. And you might feel like you're not holy. You might feel like you ain't on my level, but I'm over here talking to you because I need you, brother, to be a pillar in the black community. And I'm asking everybody watching this video, I need y'all to be a pillar to the so-called black community, the Hebrew community, and it's time for us to rise. It's time for us to rise. We the Lions of Judah. We call for the call for us to rise, and I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now. I'm that young lion I'm a young lion. I was acting like an old lion, just like all these young lions. It's time to stand up and act like you've been here before. Act like you've been here when you got some experience. It's time to rise up. All of the sisters, it's time to stop hating each other and start building the sisterhood back up. It's time to start all our black men are going to jail and dying. It's time to start building this black sisterhood up so we can build the black community up. We don't need these many single parents. We don't need these many children without a father in the household. It's time to put your pride to the side and start following the ways of Yah. Man, it's time to start being honest. It's time to start getting a mission and a plan on what you're going to do in life so your woman can get behind you so she can really be your helpmeet. It's time to stop following her behind her. It's time to start being a man. Woman, it's time to stop trying to lead the household. It's time to step aside and let your man run the household. It's time to get back to them true laws of the Most High. We done tried everything. We done tried to listen and follow up behind them. It got us nowhere. We done tried to follow all the other nations' ways. It got us nowhere. Can we actually do what's been hidden in plain sight and follow the scriptures the right way and not let the reverend and the preacher preach it to us, but actually study to show thyself approved? And then we could get some understanding. If we start following the Bible tomorrow, it'll bankrupt the system. One law, keep the Sabbath holy. There's no spending in this system for one day. That would instantly economically cripple the system. If all the black people just stop spending money from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. That one law alone will cripple the system. So imagine what all the other laws will do if we start following them. These laws was made to protect us. These laws, you know what I'm saying, it was already in heaven. Adam had laws. And we never had free will to do what we want to do. We never had the free will to do as thou wilt. That's the rules of the devil. Do what you want. And that's what people try to push. Hey, man, I don't got no problem. I let people do what they do. How could you love your brother and you watch him do anything and everything and you don't approach him on it? How could you love your sister and you don't care if she's without a man but long as you got a man? You don't care if she's okay long as you okay. You don't care about your brother long as you good. Long as your kids taken care of, they got food. You don't care if your brother and his kids got food. That's not love. We said, no, we can't eat. We gotta eat. We gotta stop eating catfish, lobster, exactly, and go to the club. Yeah, all they gotta do is stop going to the club Friday, and we have some. All they gotta do is stop eating lobster, shrimp, and crab, thinking they're elegant, thinking they're eating like the rich and the famous. See, that's the problem. We try to imitate the rich and the famous. We don't even know. They don't even know what they doing. I'm going to try to eat like the rich people today. I want lobster, shrimp, and crab and steak because I'm elegant. I'm eating like the rich. I'm eating caviar and holding my pinky out when I drink my tea and crumpets. Steady following up behind these nations. They're heathens. The things they do, we ain't supposed to do. So what you might look at as luxury food is looked at as the Most High is dung, doo-doo, trash. You eat it up, though, thinking that it's luxury. It's luxury to them because it's taking their soul. Because they follow the devil. The devil would make delicate food to them undelicate foods to us. The old saying, what you eat don't make me shit. Excuse my language. And what they do don't mean nothing for us. It's time to get back to our culture, man. That's all I can say. I ain't finna talk long. It's time to get back to our culture. It's time to get back to our culture. We're gonna pull this Jeremiah 6:16, the brother sent. We're gonna go into it before I get up out of here. We're gonna go into it. Jeremiah 6:16. Let's go into it. It says right here. It says, thus saith the Lord. This is Jeremiah 6:16. Thus saith the Elohim, stand in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and you shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. Also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken unto the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken. Therefore hear ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them. Hear, O earth, and behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but they reject it. To what purpose cometh to that incense from Sheba, or the sweet cane from a far country? Your burnt offerings are not acceptable, nor are your sacrifice sweet unto me. Therefore thus saith the Elohim, behold, I will lay stumbling blocks. I will lay stumbling blocks. Stumbling blocks for my people, for this people. And the fathers and the sons all together shall fall upon them, the neighbor, and his friends shall perish. Thus saith the Elohim, behold, the people coming from the north country, and a great nation shall be raised from the sides of the earth. They will lay hold on bow and spear. They are cruel. They have no mercy. Their voice roareth like the sea, and they rideth upon horses and set an array of men for war against the old daughters of Zion. We have heard the fame thereof, our hands wax feeble, anguish, taking hold of us, and pain as the woman travaileth. Go not forth into the field, nor walk by the way, for the sword of the enemy and the fear is on every side. O daughter of my people, gird thee sackcloth, and wallow thyself in ashes, and make thee a mourning. For as an only holy son, most bitter lamentation, for the spoil shall suddenly come upon us. I have set thee for a tower and a fortress among my people, that thou mayest know and try their ways, and they are all grievous revolters, walking with slanderers. They are brass and iron, and they are all corrupters. That was powerful. That was powerful. They're all corrupters. We're a rebellious nation, man. It don't get no plain as that. It don't get no plain as that. We are a rebellious nation. It's time to change. The Most High been with us from the jump, man. People might be mad at the Most High because he allowed us to go through slavery, and they have no answer on why we went through slavery. But that's no reason to hate God, because you don't understand why we went through the hardships we went through. It was all part of the curses. It was all so prophecy could be fulfilled. I hate that my ancestors had to go through that pain. So in return, I do this. I do everything in my power to wake my people up. I might can't take no lashes, but hey, I could take lashes from society by pushing out the truth. Either way, whether it's physical lashes or it's lashes by the media, they hurt either way it go. And it take a bit of sacrifice, and it take love for your people to sit there and take them lashes for your people, and to take people talking bad about you and talking crazy about you just because you pushing the truth, or just because you choose to do something righteous. Don't let nobody stand in your way for doing what we need to do for our people, because nobody stood in Harriet Tubman way. Nobody stood in Moses' way. We ain't no different than them. We got the same blood in our veins. The only thing is when we open our eyes, the world has made us comfortable with seeing our captivity. That's the only thing. And if you comfortable with 1 month, if you comfortable with 1 month of history in this country, when it's 11 months out of the year, and we built this country, then you comfortable with that. If you comfortable with following the American way instead of following the Most High's ways, that's on you. If you comfortable following westernized living instead of easternized living, because we come from the east, then that's on you. But I'm here to help the people who want to be helped. I'm here to rise up the people that want to rise. All of the people that want to stay in their positions, stay in their mansions, stay in their comfortable situation, hey, you already know what you got coming. It's just like that movie, The Birth of a Nation. Since you sold your people out, you sold Nat Turner out as a little boy, your fate is to die for this country that never cared for you. To die for a country that never cared for you. And you sold out a brother that totally cared for you. The Judases. If you want to be a Judas, you want to sell out your brothers and your sisters, go ahead and do it. But karma is a mug. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'm Base Jerusalem. This the Hebrew Life. Shalom.